Hi everyone, today I'm going to do a review on this Realkant portable tumbler machine. And this is what it comes in this box like this. You're going to get instruction manuals and a power cord and a heat press machine. A nice little bit of weight to it. Got in here, get some extra fuses, 2 extra fuses. Take it out of the bag here. Very nice, heavy little machine. Nice color. I like the color. Looks like you get some heat tape and a pair of heat gloves. It's included with this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to set this up, and we're going to make a tumbler in it and see how well it does for a portable heat press machine made by Realkant. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, obviously, we're going to plug in the power cord. And this twist tied. Nice long heavy duty power cord. We're going to plug this in over here on this side. Just like that. And then you're going to take this cord right here, and we're going to screw that into the control side right here. Just screw that in. Just like that. Now we are ready to plug it in and set up the programming. So we're going to make a 20-ounce tumbler using the Realkant portable tumbler press. Now, it is good for 20-ounce tumblers, 30-ounce tumblers, straight tumblers, 11-ounce coffee mugs, and 15-ounce coffee mugs. So it is very versatile. So we're going to go ahead and make a 20-ounce tumbler in it and see how well it does. I'm also using the Realkant tumblers also. This is a Realkant 20-ounce tumbler. You can get them in packs of 10. I'll have a link to that in the description. So if you want to just get 10 tumblers, you don't have to buy a case. You can get these Realkant 20-ounce tumblers. I made a video on those earlier. If you want to see how well they sub, you can check out that video. I've already got the design trimmed and ready to place on this tumbler. We'll go ahead and put it on there. Make sure that your tumbler's nice and clean. And we're going to take our design, and I just need to trim it down just a little bit. It's a little bit too long. You don't want it folding over the edges. You want to trim it just so it comes up to the curve of the tumbler. You don't want it to fold over the curve of the tumbler. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off of this. Take a look at it again, and it should just come up to the curve. It's still a little bit too long. I'll trim off just a little bit more. This Rotary trimmer, it's very accurate, and you can trim paper, really thin, and it's nice and straight. There we go. That's exactly what we want right there, just where it comes up to the edge of the tumbler. So we'll go ahead and tape this down. Make sure it's nice and straight. And we'll tape it down. So what I like to do is I tape a piece of tape in the center. Like that. Tape it just like this. Yeah, this one here's been a little bit tricky. And I'm going to take another piece. You want about 1/8 of an inch overlap. Not too much. And take this. Okay, and I'll go ahead and tape the bottom. Just like this. Just like that. There's my 3 pieces of tape on here. Just want to make sure that that's piece is tucked in there very well. It's got a little bit of an edge on it. I don't want any ghosting. There we go. Okay, once I've got that, I'm going to run a piece down the seam. Just tape down the seam. Start at the top, work my way down to the whole length of the seam, just like that. And cut it, kind of pull it a little bit taut, and then just run it down the seam. Just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our thumb nail and run down the seam we can see. And then we'll turn it around, and there's another seam you can't see. And we're going to get that one too. Just like that. That way you see both your seams. That way we have a nice, clean seam line with no ghosting. Just like that. Alright, now I'm going to put a piece of tape around the bottom. And then we'll put a piece of tape around the top. So first we're going to do the bottom. So half on and half off. Just wrap it around. Then when you get back to the seam, that's where I start at, drop down and go around for another wrap just like that until you get back to the seam. Cut it. Smooth it all out. Fold over the edges. If you want to, you can use your table. Help kind of just smooth the edges right there. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing again for the top. Just take a piece of tape, half on, half off, starting at the seam. Pull it around. Once you get back to the seam, drop down and start a second layer around. Just like that until you get back to the seam, and then cut it. Smooth it out, and then fold over your tape just like this. And use your table, kind of smooth it out a little bit more. Alright, so now we have our tumbler and it is ready to be placed in the press. Okay, we've got our tumbler ready to be placed in the press, but first we need to set the press for time and temperature. I've already got it plugged in. I've got the cable hooked up over here, and the manufacturer recommends that you take a blank tumbler, put it in there, close it up, just like that, let it latch. Then you're going to adjust these knobs back here. You don't want it too loose, but you don't want it too tight. Because if you have it too tight, then you're going to have tape marks. Too loose, you're going to have ghosting. Okay, that seems pretty good, but we want to make sure that it's not too tight on a tumbler that's already been wrapped. So here's the one that I just wrapped. You can see my seam line down there. The bottom and the top. I've got it all nicely wrapped. Okay, now we will need to put some butcher paper around this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then once I get that on there, we'll continue. Okay, so I've got my butcher paper wrapped around my tumbler, and this just protects from any outgassing. You don't want outgassing getting onto your heating mat here, and also it kind of helps with some texture or taping problems with the tumbler. So we're just going to place that in there and close it. Just pull it shut just like this. Okay. Now, like I said, you don't want it too tight, so I'm going to loosen these up a little bit. And then I'm just going to tighten them up to where I feel them like it's snug on the tumbler, but not really snug. I should be able to just open this up with one thumb and latch it just like this. Okay, and then when I close it, it shouldn't be too hard to close. Okay, so I think that's about the right pressure where I have it. You're going to see a gap. It doesn't close all the way. If you close it all the way, you've got it too tight. You're going to have a gap. Okay, so we're going to take out our tumbler we're getting ready to sublimate, and we're going to put in a blank tumbler. And that is to, it says, if you look on the other side here, it says no heating up without mug. And this just protects the heating elements from overheating when it's first heating up. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there, close it, and then come over here to the front, and we're going to set our time, our temperature and our time. So to turn it on, we're going to press this green button. Okay, and then you're going to press OK. I see the P1, and then you're going to see the actual temperature we're going to set it at. I've already got this set at 360, but when you start yours up, it might be at 400. So just press the down arrow until you get to 360. Once you get to the 360, now when we're at the temperature, if you look in the instruction book, there's different times and temperatures, and they're just recommended times and temperatures. So I'm starting at 360, and I'm going to do 45 seconds on each side. So there's my 360. Now hit OK again, come to P2, and this is your time. And I've already got this set for 45 seconds. Okay, once you get that, you hold in the OK, and now it's going to start heating up. And if you look on your little dot on the display here, it's showing we're in Fahrenheit, and up here that we're heating. So we're going to wait until this gets up to 360 degrees, and then it's going to beep. And that's when we're going to put in our tumbler that we have prepared. So when that gets to 360, we'll continue the video. Okay, so we're getting close to our 360 set point. And as it's heating up, you will hear it clicking on and off. That's just the heating element clicking on and off, so don't be worried about that. The heating light will go on and off, but it's just going to keep climbing until it gets to the temperature that we have it set at. So once it gets to 360, it'll go ahead and beep, and then we'll open it up. We'll take out our warming tumbler and place in the tumbler we're going to sublimate. Okay, so we're beeping. I'm going to open it up. Make sure you got gloves on because that's going to be very hot. I'm going to place our tumbler in there, seam down or to the back, and then I'm going to close it, and then I'm going to press the enter key, and we're going to go for 45 seconds. And then when that gets down to 45 seconds, we will open it back up, and we'll rotate the tumbler, and then we'll put it in there for another 45 seconds. And then we'll take it out and we'll unwrap it and see how well this Tumbler Press heated up the tumbler. Okay, we're approaching our 45 seconds. Okay, go ahead and open it up. Kind of hard to do with one hand. Okay, and I'm going to rotate my tumbler, and then I'm going to close it, and then press the enter key, until my timer starts. And we're going to get it go for another 45 seconds. Then when this time's down, it's going to beep again, and we're going to shut it off, and we're going to take the tumbler out, and we're going to let it cool down, and then unwrap it and take a look and see how well our tumbler sublimated using this Realkant Tumbler Press, portable tumbler press. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shut it off, open it back up. Take out my tumbler and let it cool down, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so my tumbler has cooled down a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the tape and the sublimation paper, and we'll take a look and see how well this did. Hopefully we don't have any ghosting, and nice transfer. Okay. Nice thing about using a tumbler press, you don't have to try to remove shrink wrap. Alright, so here's our tumbler. Here's the paper. Looks like most of it transferred. I use Koala, or I use ASUB, or I just use either one. I mean, I'm not really picky on the paper. So here's our tumbler. As you can see, transferred nicely. There's no ghosting around the bottom. There's no ghosting around the top. I do need to wipe off some paper residue right there. We'll just take a wet rag and we'll wipe that off. The colors look very nice. Transferred very well. I'm not seeing heavy tape marks. But let me wipe this off with a wet rag, and then we'll take another look at it. But from what I'm seeing right now, the heat press did very well. Okay, so I wiped it off, and I got all the paper residue off. And now we can take a look at the tumbler and see how well it sublimated with the Realkant Tumbler Press, portable tumbler press. As you can see, there's no ghosting, and the top came out very well, the bottom came out very well, seam line came out very nice, and I'm very happy with the way that it sublimated onto the cup. The heat press did a very good job, and I would recommend it to anybody that's looking for a portable heat press. So it is portable. You can take it to your craft shows. It's got a smaller footprint than its bigger brother over here. And it does do the 20 ounce tumblers, 30 ounce tumblers, the straight tumblers, 11 ounce coffee cups, and the 15 ounce coffee cups. And it's going to come with heat gloves, tape, extra fuses, and a very well written instruction manual that goes through everything you need to know to set it up, to make the adjustments, and times and temperatures. If you should want to, tells you the time and temperatures when it's hot and when it's cold, and how to replace the heating element, and it has a little troubleshooting guide in the back. And plus, you can, it has a QR code for more instructions. Also, I use the Realkant tumblers that I have a link in the description for those. And I do have a video of those being sublimated. Well, you can see how well they sublimate now. So hopefully this video helped you if you're in the market for a nice portable tumbler press, and hopefully you'll like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a many other videos for all kinds of different sublimation products, and hopefully those will help you if there's a particular product or item that you're wanting to try and sublimate, and my videos can kind of guide you in the right direction. But thanks for watching, and have a great day.
Nope.